following show contains adult content. It's not our intent to offend anyone, but we want to inform you that if you are a child under the age of 18 or get offended easily, this next show may not be for you. The content, opinions, and subject matter of these shows are solely the choice of your show hosts and their guests, and not those of the Entertainment Network or any affiliated stations. Any comments or inquiries should be directed to those show hosts. Thank you for listening.
Antman.
What's going on?
Hey, what's up, RA Nation? Thanks for tuning in tonight.
Man, I want to give a shout out to each and everybody. We're going to keep that. That's going to be a thing. Each and everybody. I like that. I want to give a shout out to everybody in the chat, man. Hope you guys are ready for tonight. I am ready for tonight. The Black Moods are ready for tonight. Oh, man. So, Roxy. Wow. It's Ohio out today.
It's Ohio. It got cold and rainy. Oh my goodness.
Like, I don't like it at all, man. Like, how dare April? It's like a ongoing April Fool's joke.
I know, right? The band tonight is from Arizona. The Black Moods are from Arizona, and I just think about their weather and their temperatures, and I'm like, if only.
Yeah. Man. So I'm excited about tonight. Excuse me. I'm excited about tonight, particularly because, you know, we have Chico, Jordan, and Josh hanging out with us tonight, man. And these fellas wail. And if you haven't had a chance, man, head over, check them out, blackmoods.com, before we get into all this tonight, man. And just Google those mofos, and they pop up, man. And I really love the chemistry between these guys. I love the presence. And I love the wherewithal that these guys have to continue to succeed and power on.
They're a great uplifting band, so I definitely encourage you to go check them out. And I appreciate you guys being here with us tonight. It looks like we got a ton of listeners, so drop your comments, your questions, be a part of RA Nation.
Yes.
We love your engagement. We love you being with us here tonight. So, and every Monday night, we love you. Being said that, Antman, tell me about your weekend.
Man, so I got the new website finally. I battled with it, and finally got everything situated where I want it. So MFP614.com is live. We also can join that with our merch page, so you can purchase now our merch through the website now, and it's all funneled nice and through and pretty and all that fun jazz. And I launched the new radio version of Ant-Man Versus, which is going to be premiering in its entirety this Thursday.
It's pretty awesome. And, you know, I support you 100%. I was there with you when you did your test run, and it was awesome. So I definitely encourage everybody to go check it out because it's fun. Ant-Man's the real deal.
I appreciate you, girl, man. So, you know, talking about... Standout Serpents and where you and the hubby have been, man. You guys got this epic reptile business. Did you guys get into anything over the weekend?
Oh, goodness. We're always getting into something. I tell you what, every weekend's fun. We get to meet a lot of people in the business, and there's a relationship that gets it's involved. It just kind of flows with a building of character with each of us and trying to make sure the animal and the owner thrives, because it's not, you just don't go out and buy a pet that you know nothing about. The reptile world is indifferent. There's a lot you need to learn and study on, and you need to know about. So we create these amazing relationships with people, and I love that. I love that about this.
It's kind of like our guest tonight, kind of like the Black Mood, how they're able to, sway and effervescently move, man. The grooves, the sounds, the camaraderie. I'm excited to bring them in.
Yeah, and so I guess that kind of breaks down to the whole roundabout of it is you really need to connect with people, and you guys gotta you just can't go out there and just do what you do. You have to be really involved.
Yeah.
It's not a simple answer.
It's true. Definitely not.
So go check us out at standoutserpents.com, website, Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, all great stuff. Find out all that information. If you are looking for an exotic pet, reptile, amphibian, arachnid, anything, check us out. We got you.
Arachnid.
You don't like that.
Anyway.
Your creature.
Okay, so I'm looking. Yeah. Well, all right, next.
Wisconsin needs a summer moods visit. Look at that.
Yes. I'd love to get them to Ohio, man. Like, it would be killer to be able to see them live. Like, I've been checking out all their content, and I love the music. It's just I love picking artists and musicians apart and figuring out what makes them tick. So I'm really curious to talk to Chico about his drums, particularly because I'm a drum guy. So it's gonna be fun.
Yeah, they've definitely got some great uplifting and rocking good music. So without further ado, we're gonna bring the members on of the Black Moods. We got Chico and Jordan and Trinity himself. Oh, that's not that's Antman. Antman is with us tonight, ladies and gentlemen.
Get out of here.
What's going on, guys? Thanks for having us.
What's going on, guys? Thanks for coming in tonight. We appreciate you.
Yeah. Appreciate you. Thank you for having us. Fun on a Monday. Is it Monday?
It is Monday. Yeah.
I think it's Saturday night, so
We can live like it's Saturday night, though, right?
we are tonight. That's for sure.
Every day.
Cheers to that.
Yes. We'll get the cheers out of the way here. Yeah.
Okay. Can we do?
Can you drink? I'm in Missouri right now.
Everybody at home.
Cheers, everybody.
Oh man. So first and foremost, thank you guys for doing what you do as artists, musicians, man. It is really awesome to have you guys here. I wanted to talk to you guys right off the rip, honestly, about where you've been the last couple of years and what you've been up to before we get into the new stuff.
That's a good question. The past couple of years have been crazy for everybody. I know one of the rules in this is not COVID, but basically when everything got shut down, we kind of moved back to Josh's home state, Missouri, and we started building a new record. We started recording stuff, writing new songs. We spent about all summer there. I mean, we went from I think June until October. Yeah. I think we got back in Phoenix and on Halloween, recording a new album that's coming out actually this year. So we've been doing that, recording, and then since then, really trying to just hone in on our own like personal instruments and stuff like that in rehearsals. I feel like we've been tightening some things up vocally, with the drums and the bass and the rhythm sections and stuff like that. When Josh goes home, he writes a lot of lyrics. He's like our main lyricist in the band. So the wheels don't really stop turning for us. We've kind of just, when we get an obstacle, I feel like we kind of just, we just kind of shift and we just kind of move. Okay. We just kind of just keep going. Yeah.
Don't let it hold you back. Right.
Yeah.
Keep on keeping on.
Yeah, that's right. You got it.
Life's a garden, dig it.
That's appropriate because I'm in Missouri. So Joe Dirte is kind of a
kind of a thing.
Here.
Joe Dirte.
Appreciate me. I don't try to church it up.
You're churching that up.
Man, so working with three, do you guys would you guys like to have more members in the band, or is it something that you guys have just kind of honed your craft as three and you're content with three?
I mean, we have a keyboard player, that sits in with us sometimes, We also, it'd be nice to have like a utility guy, but I find the fun in it is making the records. And then because we do overdub stuff, even Jordan will play some acoustic guitar or guitar, and we all do vocals and all, that kind of thing. So the fun part for me is trying to make it's a challenge to take those songs that we record make on record, and then try to make that come across live in a very powerful and also spontaneous way, to where I'll turn 4 guitar parts into one to make it work. Zeppelin used to do that a lot. There was a lot of overdubs on stuff that they would do, but Page made it work every time on stage, and it was, he made all the parts come alive. So I like that idea.
Finding that little niche, finding that little, the vibe. Yeah, I get that.
Also, and you wouldn't believe how small a bus can get.
Yeah, that's it. That's another reason why we're a 3-piece right now.
It's comfortable.
Yeah, like, and we have a crew now. We've got some people that'll roll with us, and I just can't imagine. I get anxiety thinking about being Chicago or Leonard Skinner or any of these guys traveling in a van. Everybody travels you start that way.
Yeah,
if you're like a Jonas Brother or something, you don't just. Or Beaver, you don't put out in an airplane. So.
That's definitely one thing I've learned along the years with the bands that travel and sharing their space in such a small space. So family is a thing. You guys have definitely got along this long first, and you got to make sure they're the right fit in that atmosphere, right?
Yeah, that's really the hardest part, because playing on stage, there's so many talented people out there, but being able to live with the guy for 24 hours a day
comes in
for weeks at a time,
it's funny
every now and then, but it's
we'll play some places where they'll really take care of you, and like they're like Oprah, like you get a room and you get a room and you get a room.
Catering at 7.
We wind up all in the same room. All 3 of us wind up in the same room drinking beers. Anyway. We're calling each other like, "What you thinking about?"
Yeah, what are you guys gonna do tonight? You guys want to play the show? Want to hang out after the show?
Yeah.
What about sound check? Does that sound good? Do you think we should do that?
What do you guys end up usually doing on your free time while you're on the road?
We watch some shows.
These guys like sleep.
Sleep's a big thing. One of the rules of the road that we have, I think we have a rule book that we haven't written yet, but we will. But there's about 3,745 rules of the road.
Yeah.
And one of the rules of the road is sleep when you can.
Yeah.
So especially with us, like playing every night, like night after night after night. Yeah, sometimes you get 2 nights off in a row, or you get a night off and then you run 5 nights in a row. It's like, it's so exhausting sometimes when you're out there on stage playing. For us, it's very emotional. I mean, that's what music's about, right? It's emotion, and we're trying to give the crowd our emotion. So we're really giving our crowd our energy. And by the time the show's over, even if we only play for, let's say, 30 or 45 minutes, by the time the 45 minutes is done, the 3 of us are like exhausted. Maybe not right away, but like, we'll have some drinks and we're like so excited about the show. And then by the time we come down, we're so tired. And that's just one night. If you think about that in the span of a tour, it gets exhausting sometimes. So, like, again, sleep when you can. That's like rule number 1 out of the 3,754.
He's saying hangovers are real.
Yeah, hangovers.
Yeah, man.
It's really nice if you think about it to not have to sleep when your bed's moving is pretty cool. You really take that for granted when especially when we were in a van. You're in a bench seat, and usually just like a neck pillow.
Right.
So do you guys take into like laundry mats in consideration along the road, or
we just throw our socks away as we go?
But just Dollar General.
Yeah, but he throws my socks away. He doesn't throw it
everywhere. You can,
Yeah. See, I talked about that last show. I was like, listen, I know people that don't buy that don't change or wash their drawers. They just throw them away, put new stuff on. Like, don't even mess with it.
Those are guys that are interchangeable band members.
Oh,
I mean, you know, if you find a guy like that in a band, usually there's some other guy in the band that he's like, yeah, he hasn't been here the whole time. Because some people, and just not to say this, like talk shit about anything, but I was out with when I was guitar teching.
Hang on a minute, where's this going?
I know.
All right, go ahead. We'll allow it.
You preface anything with like, I'm not going to talk shit about anybody, but
you're going to talk some major shit.
The first time I ever seen this happen, I was guitar teching when I was younger, and I was one of the bands that was out on the road. It was Sponge, and who I love. I absolutely love that band, and they were so nice live. But we'd pull up beside them when we're going down the road, and the lead singer's leather pants would be hanging out the window, just like this. Because the rest of the band guys are like, get those things out of here. He lost them. I guess he thought they were good luck. I don't know. But I love those guys. I'm not talking shit. Those kind of things in a small van area would not work.
No bueno.
Well, look at your.
I once threw our roadie's shoes away because if that tells you anything about who we are and how when you're in a van with other grown men who are roadieing for you.
You didn't throw them away.
No, I didn't throw them away. You're right. I'm not that mean, but I did move them from the van to the outside area, and then someone came by. I don't know.
They were the lesser unfortunate. They were like, "Oh, these things smell great."
They were so. It was horrid.
Yeah.
I mean, and if someone took those shoes, I mean, you got to be real desperate in some need of shoes to take those things. I'll tell you what.
But anyways. Yeah.
Ooh, all the living bacteria inside those.
Just again, just another rule of the road.
Yeah.
Wash your feet.
Wash. That's a big rule. Wash.
So these rules of the road, are these things you've been like made up and incorporated in your time? They're the things you've pulled from people that you've taken advice from?
A little bit of
both. Yeah, I think it's a little bit of both.
Yeah,
and you learn back and watching, and you know how it is, learning what not to do from other bands.
Yeah,
I love that answer because I want to address that. The parts where we take advice from others or more experienced people. Do you guys do that often? Is it something that you would recommend?
You mean giving advice?
Taking advice from elders or more experienced people as you're newer into the scene.
Absolutely,
because we are smart enough to know what we don't know.
Yeah,
and so we want to be like
we're sponges.
Well, we'd rather learn from advice than making the mistake, you know. Yeah. But
we have to put our finger in the light socket ourselves. We would rather somebody tell us not to do it,
or forget to put the oil cap back on the generator before you start it. Don't do that.
Yeah. Noted.
we're like those. We're definitely those cats with the notepad because we're rock fans. We're all just music fans. Period. So any band we get to play with, we just want to learn. You know, we learn something all the time. So we kind of walk around and still act like those kids that, you know, are 15 or whatever. And I don't know, kids probably 15 don't give a shit about that nowadays, but we do. We want to know, like, what'd you do with this and what'd you do with that? And I take that back because a lot of kids are going to play guitar nowadays, you know, the younger kids, and they're just like virtuosos, but we still act like those little kids that just want to learn. Only we can drink beers as we're doing it.
Learning's always going to be a thing in everybody's lives. We're not, you know, we're always learning, but you know, it's always good to have fun too. So I can't say anything against that.
Kennedy, man, I want to commend you, dude. As a father, I want to commend you, father to father, what it takes to put your child out there. If you go check out blackmoods.com, you'll see a picture of what I can only imagine is of you and your kid, right? I would imagine.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
I don't know. There's a picture. I don't know. He was like, we did a video for Home, which was off of our last album.
That's what he.
Yeah. And on the website, there's a still.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's not like here. I mean, I was trying to sell them at one point, but now I took that back. I took that picture off. I was like, here, just buy it now. It's great. Yeah, it's cool.
250 to cover.
Nobody offered as much as it thought.
No, I wanted to commend you, man, because today, you know, family and music and putting kids out there and stuff like that, man. You know, is there any hesitation having the kids out there and the light with you and stuff like that?
Yeah, you know, I wouldn't want to do that. That's why social media and stuff, it's few and far between. If anything, I think it should be up to them, because Chico's got a little boy. Well, little boy, you know, he's taller than Chico is, which I guess doesn't say much. Chico's kind of a little boy in this situation.
I'm sitting right here.
Oh, Chico, you're here. It's good to see you. But the same kind of thing. It's kind of, I want it to be up to them how much, you know, they are in the whole mess of things. But as far as the home video, you know, that just kind of came from, we were on the road all the time, and so we thought, what better way to do that than put out some home videos.
Chico, Jordan, I want to ask you guys, man. So, what is your guys' take on music today, and where we're heading in 2022 with music and all the platforms?
Well, I think rock is starting to make its way back. There's a lot more rock bands, which are cool, like people that actually play their instruments and, you know, actually sing the songs. And, you know, there's still backing tracks, and there's nothing wrong with that. But it's not as prominent, I think, in some of the newer bands that are coming out, which is really cool, because this is what we've done for ages. And it's cool to see that. It's cool to see talent. It's cool to see other players. And I really like that when we play with like our boys in Royal Bliss. I mean, they're fantastic. Just all the people that we go out with, and
guys, all that kind of thing.
Yeah, even Whitesnake, there was not a track in their whole set, and they are awesome. That's what I've been seeing. What about you?
Yeah, to be honest with you, that's a tricky question. It's a good question for sure, because when you talk about the DSPs like Spotify or Apple Music, like, and how they've changed music, and in general, it's all boils down to technology, right? And it's not about computers, but it's also about music. Like when they made like the synthesizer, when Moog made those, even back then, people were always trying to make new sounds and push the envelope. So as much as I want to really dog on it, and like I could be like, I really don't like this, or I really don't like this artist, or I really can't dog on any of it, because to be honest with you, they're still being innovated. And as much as I hate saying that out loud, they are. Like, there's still some creativity there, and they're utilizing this technology that we didn't have. Let's just say even 10 years ago with some of this stuff, these sounds that they're making, it's different. You know what I mean? As much as I don't like it, I respect them for doing that.
Yeah, it's far from the Ferris Bueller Casio dog bark, right? Oh,
yeah.
Or the cough, Ferris Bueller's cough.
Yeah.
Great samples.
You know, I think it's funny, you know, you think about millennials today and you listen to them talk about music and they're like, oh, that is brand new. That's never been heard before. And I always sit back and I always chuckle at them, because I'm like, actually, it's been chopped, screwed, twisted, moved around. Let me go back to 1950 or 60 and show you what the original was. That's not that. That is not that. It's not that.
Yeah.
I'm like, it is that, bro.
The electric guitar was originally made for jazz music, but it's been incorporated for rock, for more things in jazz. But it's an incredible turnabout. That
for sure.
That's what I'm talking about. Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of cool ways you can use new instruments. I mean, even Incubus was using a DJ back in 95 or something when they started writing music. Like, that was a pretty innovative thing to do at that time. People were still into a lot of grunge and a lot of different things, but here they were trying to do something different, and that was a new technology. People were in the 90s doing a lot of that turntablism and stuff like that. So he, you know, and now it's almost more relevant now to have a DJ in your band or something like that. So that's kind of a cool thing.
You got to know, you know, when they were at their prime, not when they were at their prime, those guys have always been great, but when all that DJ stuff was being included in rock music, you know, their DJ, when it kind of started, they went, you know, it's because some of their records aren't that, you know, he was like, oh shit, I gotta learn something else.
Oh, the keyboard, right? Yeah.
I gotta play a keyboard now or something. Keep me going. Jeez.
I need job security.
Yeah, help me.
I remember when Real Big Fish came out, and they were really big, and they were really big because they brought in trumpets and brought in a bunch of stuff with their punk performances. And I just kind of looked at it and I was like, man, that's cool. Like something different. Let's do this. You know?
We had Mighty Mighty Boss Tones and all that kind of stuff. It was like, it comes like that, you know?
Yeah. Man.
There's definitely waves in the industry, and you got to ride those waves and be innovative and learn new things. Definitely. Don't be afraid to learn new things.
You know, I have to say, I just Bon Jovi was out doing, they're out now. And you think about a band like that came through and was the pinnacle, because even they rode through the waves, even through the 90s and the 2000s and all that.
Didgeridoo. So
and I was just thinking about Dewey Cox when he said that. Whenever
that's the first thing I thought of. Yeah.
He's like, when they sampled Dewey Cox "Walk Hard" for that hip hop video, hard, that's all they used, you know. Anyway,
Oh man.
give us some Dewey Cox. Kids, go out there and watch it.
so funny.
You threw me off at Cox.
Yeah, you got him at Cox.
Yeah, you make Cox. Anyway, so I don't know what we were talking about.
As much as I love that subject, we should probably get back to the music, right?
All right.
Thanks, Mom. I appreciate it.
Oh, if you're watching this, I'm sorry, I love you.
Oh, so I want to ask you guys, man, real quick, you know, with the new music and stuff and all of that, like what other hobbies, interests, like what do y'all get into other than music?
I play golf.
Yeah.
I've been playing golf a lot lately.
I'm an avid hiker. I mean, I like to go outside. I'm a nature weirdo. I really am. And Josh basically knows the guitar, and I think that's probably it. I'm going to answer for him.
And sleeps.
Go ahead.
He's good at sleeping. He does it pretty good.
I will stay in the studio. These guys would be like, because our hub is together. We still live together. And so no matter what everybody goes back and does, we're always back with the nucleus. But I'll just be in the studio, and the guys will be, you know, I got this to do, I got that to do. So I kind of wait for them to leave, and then we'll rehearse, and then I'll go up until I feel bad about being up so late, like, 8 or 9 a.m. And then I'll sleep until.
Just tell him what you're really doing, dude. The Forensic Files addiction is for real. And let me tell you, actually, we talked about this, and we've talked about really getting him into some like serious therapy because he can't stop.
Yeah.
Literally, he falls asleep with the remote in his hand, and as soon as it shuts down, presses play. You can't stop. You got a problem.
Yeah.
You've got a problem.
Yeah, this is intervention.
You're not the only one. You're not the only. And I can't say me, but I know a lot of people who are really into
crime.
Well, it happened because Peter Thomas' narrative was so just entrancing. Hearing that guy's voice it just lured me in. And every time we go into a hotel room, turn the TV on, and there he is.
You know what we should do? We should hire him to like talk you to sleep at night.
You can't.
Like on the road, we'll go on the road, and he'll just be above you, and he'll be like, "Joshua played a great show tonight outside."
He's no longer with us. Believe me, I thought about that when I
just narrate
when I write my book or our book.
Oh, he passed. Oh.
Yeah, but he's gone.
We can call it Kennedy's. We can call it Kennedy's ASMR.
See, we've already got we're into this.
Yeah.
We're in too deep now.
My emotions tonight.
Let's stop it now.
So you guys have Carnival coming up.
Yeah.
And how are you guys preparing for that show? Because that's a really hype show. So what do you guys plan for that?
Well, we and Chico have been practicing our joint rolling skills.
I was going to say our bong movements.
Because it's a cannabis festival, so we're really trying to up our rolling game. So in between songs, we can be like,
yeah, puff, give. Puff,
you know what I mean?
It's like
so if you guys are into cannabis, you should totally come out. And people call it cannabis now, but I still call it pot or weed, whatever my parents called it.
They call it dope.
Are you on the pot, Chico?
Flower.
I am on the pot.
What are we doing to prepare? Pretty much a lot. We're going to do a lot of our new songs that are going to be coming off the album Into the Night that's coming out in June. So
not too many that get bored though.
Huh?
So not too many that they get bored. You know how that is.
Well, now you're saying that our new albums get boring.
Yeah, and there's nothing boring about you guys. Music or individually.
Well, you know how it is. Even Radiohead, they would go. There's a lot of bootlegs before, a new song from a new record came out. Tom York would even say, "Hey, okay, this is a new song. Everybody go get your beers and your hot dogs right now."
Go get your beers and your hot dog. Yeah. This is the beer song.
No, that's the fun part of being at the show, you know. So, but I think it's good. I think we've already been kind of putting them into the set, you know, here and there as they've been coming out. Like She Gets Out,
On and
on Saturday night, and then Hollywood. Yeah, so they're already in there. That's pretty much a quarter of the set. I don't know how long we playing. You know, we could probably only play. It's a weed festival. We probably play 10 minutes, and I think it's an hour and a half set.
We actually are playing 6 hours straight.
Hardcore.
Starting at noon.
That's hardcore.
No, only hour. I think it's just an hour.
So I want to ask you guys, you know, since we're talking about Mary, let's talk about the wine that goes with Mary. And I wanted to ask you guys, you know, what your favorite wine is.
Oh man. Well, first, I don't know if I have a specific wine, but I'm a red guy, so give me like a Cabernet or a.
I would say the Belladonna.
Chianti. I like a good Italiano wine, if you will. Not to put the pinkies out there. Where's my pinky? There it is. I went the other way. Pinky's out. Chianti's the greatest. I don't care. Fight me on it. Leave it in the comments. What do you like, Chico?
What he means to say is our Belladonna wine.
Yeah, which is a red blend, and it's very, very good.
That's what I meant.
Yeah.
Plug.
So how dead silence there for plug. How let's talk about you know, the creation of this, like, because not every band sits back and was like, I want to put a CD out, I want to get some music together, we want to do a music video, let's put some wine out there. Like, how did that conversation transpire in the first place?
Well, alcoholism.
Well, that's part of it. We like everything booze. But a friend of ours in Scottsdale had a friend who had a winery, came up with the idea, and then we ended up going with a company called Suvino, which is here out in Scottsdale, and they bottle it and they make it. You know, honestly, we weren't wine drinkers before, but now we are.
Yeah, there are a lot of how many empty bottles here? We probably have half the inventory.
I started throwing some of them away, but
we've been approached because, you know, some bands, this was actually before. There's a lot of bands that do have things like this out now that are a booze or whatever it is, and even, you know, the weed or whatever. But we've been approached before, like by some whiskey companies, and it was just nothing that we would drink. So I just couldn't see putting our name on something that I wouldn't ingest myself. And so we went and we got hooked up with these guys. Let us come in. We tried some different things, and we wanted. Oh yeah.
So you have Belladonna and the Sunshine, correct?
Yeah.
Yes.
So is that available like throughout the United States, or how does that work?
Utah.
It's available online on our website, but there's like 10 or 13 states in the continental U.S. or not continental. I meant the 48 that
we
they don't.
Yeah, it's because it's booze.
Yeah, I don't know which ones. I know definitely Utah. Actually, I think Ohio is one of them too. Ohio's weird like that.
The ones you can't get it into, the 13 states or whatever, we throw it in a false bottom back of a really fast car, and we bootleg it ourselves across the state.
That's doable. We can do
I am
that.
from Missouri.
Yeah, I've seen the whiskey, I've seen hot sauce, but not wine yet. So definitely a great way to venture out there.
I like that.
We're also foodies too, so it works. So like we'll do like wine events, like we're having a couple weeks where we'll introduce our wines, both the red and the white, to people, and have dinner with them, and we play a little show, a little acoustic set. So you know, you'll have like a steak dinner. It comes with a bottle of wine, and you can share it with friends and all that jazz. And we play a little show.
Damn.
The tapas, the tapas menu, incorporate that. That'd be awesome.
Good idea.
Goes great with wine.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, this is a steakhouse too, and it's so good.
We just it's just an intimate, nice restaurant. Yeah, Fraser's is what we've been doing it in Scottsdale, but anything that's, you know, about 150 people, we don't want it to get too big because we like that intimacy, and we just set up acoustic in the middle of everybody. They have dinner, and we play, and then we drink wine and kind of do one of these things back and forth as well.
So it's a totally different environment from playing out live to a big venue as opposed to
separation when it comes to that, and so this allows us to kind of chat,
connect.
Yeah, and we'll tell stories and make fun of people in the crowd, make fun of ourselves, and it's really fun.
I prefer the intimate opportunities, like I love that bands, go tour and everything. That's great, but there's nothing beats an intimate experience, with a significant other or something like that, and a band that lays down good tunes with good food. I mean, it's just, I don't know. I'm Italian and Irish, so I'm a sucker for some good music, some good food, and hanging out with some people,
Oh yeah.
Well, it's April 13th, next Wednesday. Come on down.
Get your ass out there.
Yes.
We'll have a seat for you.
Nice.
I wanted to comment on something you were saying earlier, Roxy, about you deal in the reptilian business. I don't know how you put that exactly.
Yes. Yeah, reptile community.
You were saying there's just something that popped out to me when you guys were talking about before we came on, about how you have to be involved now. It's in your business too. I'm sure is what we're doing. It's not like when Frampton Comes Alive came out or anything like that, where the musicians just get to go in and write songs and play music and record. Now we're having to, do all the social media stuff and things that we're not completely comfortable with, or having to get used to because it's a new type of world out there. So I just wanted to point out that I understand exactly what you're saying.
Yeah. In the Peter Frampton world, there was only like 2 outlets. So if you got to that point, your music was heard. And today you have to know all of it. You have to be versatile. Every band member has to kind of find what they're good at.
There's a podcast, there's the Twitter, there's the Pornhub, there's
Farmers.com.
Things you have to get, which is crazy.
Grinder.
It all. You're self-made musicians at this point, right?
Yeah.
And if you're gonna accomplish anything, you have to know things to be a self-made musician.
Thank God we have a good team behind us that are kind of holding our hands and guiding us.
So I have I usually ask my personal people before the shows, do you have any questions you want me to ask the band? And I have a question from somebody that is tuning into the show tonight. So they're in a band and they just put out some music, but the feedback they've been getting on their music is that their lead singer isn't in it. Like, he's being questioned. And this band has been together for over 20 some years. They go all the way back to high school. And they're starting to have these issues where they got this new music out and people are starting to give them feedback about it. And it's starting to come out like kind of high school wah-wah. Like, I want to ask you guys, this professional band who's been in the game, what would be your advice to that band trying to hash out all those problems?
Well, I mean, to me, it sounds like one problem is your lead singer, just get rid of it. No, I'm kidding. I think that, I mean, just from what I would take on that, especially if they've been together since high school, because I've been through that kind of thing, to where I thought that was the end all be all because we grew up together and all that kind of thing. But nowadays, at least how we communicate, if one of us needed like some work on something like that, there's so much information out there, and there's YouTube. You could go up and pull up anything that you like and just point out, like, if the communication's good between the band, is when you can do that. That's the main thing. So one, you got to be able to talk to each other, because the guy can't get pissed because he's like, hey, that David Lee Roth high kick's really cool. Can you maybe try that on stage? Or
well, yeah, like constructive criticism is what it's about too. It's like, I think what at that point too, it's like if they've been around for so long too, it's like my question to them is also, how often are they rehearsing? How often are they getting together every week or every month to rehearse or to go over these things? Because those kinds of things actually matter. Because what we do is whenever we're basically in town, like Josh was saying, we're pretty much around each other nonstop, and it gets annoying sometimes. But you you get better that way, and you don't always see it right away, but you can rehearse 6, 7 days, 8 days in a row, 10 days in a row, take a day off, and then when you come back next week, everything's like this. So my question back to retort is like, how often are they, are they working together? How often are they doing this? Because that's really what it boils down to, is like how many problems can you adjust if you're only seeing each other once a week, or how many problems can you address when you're only seeing each other once a month? I mean, those things matter. But if you're seeing each other every day, or 4 or 5 days a week, you can really dive into some music and some issues or some things that you might have concerns about as a listener or as a band member.
And it also comes down to the individual of who's, if it's a drummer, because that happened to me in my first band. We were laying down our first record. This was ages ago. I couldn't play to a metronome, and the producer at the time was like, "Time to bring in the ringer." This guy. So what I took from that experience is I immediately went and started taking drum lessons, all different types, jazz, all those different types of things, and learn how to play to a click. And so it also depends on the individual. If you want, how hard you want to do it, and how much work do you want to put into it.
Yeah,
that'll determine on how far you go with it.
Yeah, I think a lot of bands, because, and this is no disrespect to anybody out there, but it's just brutal honesty. I think some bands get together and they forget that it's about writing songs and being a band, instead of just how many cans can we smash before we get this song out. And I think that sometimes it gets lost in the confusion, and partying's good, but if you want success, you have to learn that line,
It's work.
I have to bring up the fact that you said since they were in high school. So that means that there's been a time frame, that they've been together. So obviously something hasn't worked. So you have to really recap everything and figure out what is happening to prevent you from the success that you guys are looking towards. Right. And you have to be an adult and figure it out, and not be upset if the problem is you, or the problem is this, or the problem is that. And you got to move forward for what's best for what I've always said. Music is therapy. Music is business. It's business as well. Yeah. And you got to conduct it right.
Yeah.
I don't know that I'd be in there right now.
If there's a weak link and you've tried every aspect of trying to make it work and it still doesn't work, well, time for something different, right?
Yeah. Thank you guys. Thank you guys. I appreciate you that, because hopefully, I can just be like, hey, go reference this, because this is true. So thank you guys so much. I appreciate you answering this question.
Of course.
So I want to get to know you guys real quick, for you, not as musicians. So I want to know something personable. I know, Chico, you play golf, but tell me something a little bit. What defines you as an individual?
As me specifically, Chico? I don't know. I think a lot of who I am is I really like business, and I always have. I kind of was brought up that way. I'm a nerd, really is what it is, because I read a lot, and I look at numbers and I do all that kind of stuff, and that's just kind of something that works for me. Like Josh, every time I go down and we're taking time, he's watching rock documentaries, which are super cool, and they're easy. If you're walking through the room, you're like, oh, what's this? And you sit down for an hour and a half and you're like, oh shit, I meant to go to the bathroom. But anyways, and whereas I'll like watch UFO shit or Nat Geo shit, you know what I mean? That's just kind of the way that I am.
Nice. How about you, Jordan?
Let's see. I'm very similar to Chico in a lot of those ways, where I like a lot of odd, interesting things. When it comes back to what I was talking about earlier, when I said I was like an avid hiker, I think part of that kind of correlates to me to where I am right now as a musician, because when I first started really understanding that I wanted to even play music, it wasn't really about music. It was more about kind of the journey, like seeing new cities, seeing new places, seeing new people, meeting new creatures, and all this stuff. And it was exciting to me. So I still hold that to this day, like even beyond the music, like going to new places and experiencing different cultures, and like being in a place where you're completely, so remote, you know what I mean? And you're not really there. Like I've been to a lot of different countries and stuff, but like not a lot, but enough to where, you know, you stand out, you know what I mean, when you're there. And it's so, to me, I love that. I love being in a spot where I'm like completely unknown. And I think, I don't know, that's keeps me kind of going. It's part, and it goes back to being a musician too, because like being on the road and like touring, it's like I love it. Just love exploring.
I bet you value the word energy in more ways than one.
Yeah.
Energy, yeah.
Oh yeah, totally.
And Josh, how about you? What makes you you?
I'm kidding. I like the color red, as you can see behind the panelists there. My amps. I don't know. I like the yin and the yang of what we do. It's we were just in Vegas for a week. I like being like touring and going and in the new cities. You know, just like Jordan said, I like going to the new places and finding out what the locals like. You know, avoid like the non-touristy stuff. Some of the places we've been there so much that we know. You know, where we graduated from the tourist spots that we hit because we knew about it. And we know that when you're in Philly, don't necessarily get the Philly cheesesteak at the airport. That's not the best one to go to.
Yeah.
So those kind of things. And then, yeah, you know, I love music. I love every aspect of it. That's what my whole everything is built on. And so that was being out on the road and then coming back and going to the creek and being outside and in the country and back roading and that kind of thing is just totally up my alley. Playing acoustic guitar outside around a campfire is one of my favorite things.
Experiences make us who we are.
Yeah, I've had a few.
No.
So we're going towards the end of the show here, and I'm going to play your newest music video that you put out, but I want to hear your guys' intake on it and tell us a little bit about it before we play it. So tell us about Saturday Night.
Well, our good friend Jim Laveau and Tony Aguilera, they produced and directed it. And
for the song, do you want to hear both or about one or the other?
The video, I think, right? So it was really fun to make. I don't really like videos. I don't like making videos. They're like, can't we just play rock music, please? And it's part of the job. And this one was really, really fun to do. So it was really cool. We did it last August here in Scottsdale.
The video really matches the hype of the song because the song is very much so a party song. I mean, it starts off with it's almost like a hangover. It starts off with the words that Josh wrote, which are great. I woke up in a wave of loneliness. Step through the wreckage of what's left of it. And you're like kind of imagining this like messy ass bedroom or like fucked up bar that's like just beers everywhere and there's a naked chick over there or Chico's sniffing some bra over here. And it comes with the next like what did I do last night? And to me, that's like a party. It's just a party video going with a party song. And I really think that Jim and Tony did a great job of portraying the song with the video. It's really cool.
Yeah, and I think that song itself and the video shows that we don't take ourselves too serious.
Yeah, we like to have fun for sure.
I think we've all been carried out of an establishment.
Right.
Yeah.
Hopefully, if anything gets through from that video is that we don't take ourselves that serious.
And we don't
That's
like Pikachu, apparently.
Yeah,
You'll know what I'm talking about when you see the video.
Okay, so can I get one of you to announce it and then I'll play it for you?
Bub?
Hey, we're the Black Moods, and this is our new video, Saturday Night.
Up in the wave of loneliness. an alibi. Oh, it happens to me all the time. Saturday night, Saturday night. Saturday night. This rocket ship takes off at night. So get yourself ready to fly tonight. There ain't no one, there's only lights. Saturday night, Saturday night. Goes till Sunday night. It feels so good. It's time to load up on the rocket fuel. It kicks in fast, be sure to keep it cool. Yeah, it doesn't matter where we go, and it doesn't matter who you know. It's Saturday night, Saturday night. It's Saturday night. This rocket ship takes off at night. So get yourself ready to fly tonight. There ain't no wrong, there's only lights. Saturday night, Saturday night. Goes till Sunday night. It feels so good. It feels so good. Saturday night. Goes till Sunday night. It feels so good. It feels so good. I wake up in a way with loneliness. Step through the wreckage of what's left of it. We're gonna wake up with an alibi. All it happens to me all the time. Saturday night, Saturday night. Saturday night goes till Sunday night. It feels so good. This rocket ship takes off at night. So get yourself ready to fly tonight. There ain't no one, there's only lights. Saturday night, Saturday night. Let's take a ride. It's Saturday night. Here's the hill. It's gonna be good. Saturday night goes till Sunday night. It feels so good. It feels so good.
Yeah.
It still makes me laugh.
Yeah.
I've seen it a million times.
Still makes me nauseous.
Oh, memories, huh?
Oh, sweet memories.
There's no memories. We don't remember.
I
shit.
can't drink tequila anymore.
And we still try though.
Luckily, you don't have to remember much because you got the internet these days.
Oh no.
So the song was great, and I have to touch base on the comments that were made while the video was playing.
Okay.
John B says Saturday night acoustic Zoom session, so you guys got that going on.
Dude, we would totally host that for you guys. If you guys ever want to do that, I would love to run sound and host something like that for y'all. That would be cool as hell.
That's a good idea, John B.
And holy shit, we got a legit rock band here.
Oh, man, Mike, you're the best.
Yes.
Quoting Dewey Cox, too. I love that.
Great song.
Liz, great song video. Whoever you are, Liz, out there, we love you.
Pikachu was asking for it.
Liz.
Mhm.
Yeah, screw Pikachu.
Rock on awesome. And then Dynamite.
Oh, yeah.
Dynamite.
Right on.
So definitely great song, great video. It's one of those feel-good tunes that just kind of everybody's gonna end up singing through the night. And
We were trying to figure out when we came up with the lick, because we'll just kind of sit there and we jam so much together, stuff, you start etching away at the stone a little bit to where, okay, well, here's something, and then we know that's an idea. When we came back to it, and the melody just kind of wrote itself, but that we thought, well, there's Elton John has Saturday night, the Bay City Rollers have SATURDAY night,
Yeah.
and then and I just know that song from the movie So I Married an Axe Murderer.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not saying I didn't go back and buy the OG. I mean, I have both
Like your
versions.
workout. It's on your
My
workout
version and the Bay City Rollers, but and I think but what I'm saying is there's just a handful of songs that like Saturday night anthems, and so it just kind of led itself.
And everybody has legendary Saturday nights, so to have an anthem about it is, it just kind of goes with the territory. You have to make it a thing.
And I've heard a few people say that they'll put it on as they're getting ready to go out on Saturday night, and they get them ready to go and make bad decisions or whatever.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, I would too. That's definitely something I'll be like, we gotta get pumped, dude.
Yeah.
Smash a bottle of wine and go out to the club. Hell yeah.
Yeah.
We're gonna make it a night for sure.
If you guys see a giant Pikachu at a show, it's me.
Yeah.
Have you guys seen that yet at any of your shows? Has anybody come dressed as Pikachu yet?
No, but I have a feeling it'll happen. And also that Pikachu head from the Saturday night.
Behind your head, Jordan.
You can't see it because the light.
We're blinded by the light.
Oh yeah,
It's so
it's
bright.
right up there. It's like right over here. You can't see it, but there's a Pikachu head there. That maybe we'll just leave on stage every show, and people.
We were thinking about going and when we do radio stuff, just everybody's got to take it. If we had it and we're with you guys, somebody would have to put it on and take a picture with
every band needs a hype guy or girl. Just saying.
Problem with it is it stinks.
Yeah, it's like
You're like, whoa, how long do I have to be in here?
It's more if you lose a bet, you have to put it on.
A lot of people try that hat on. Let's just say,
Like those shoes, right, guys?
like the shoes, my friend.
Yeah. Man.
Exactly.
Thank you guys coming hanging out with us tonight, man. It was epically awesome for you guys. I wanted to ask you guys one last question before we get out the door, though. What is one piece of advice each of you would leave with somebody who is tuning into the show?
Just in general?
Yeah.
I would say, on a very basic level, what is it from? It's be good to each other.
You stole mine.
That's all
That's what I was
man.
gonna say.
ELE, man. ELE. Everybody love everybody. I mean, honestly,
ELE, that's it.
ELE.
I would say watch out for hairstylists. They can really fuck some shit up for you.
For photo shoots, yeah, you got to make sure you got the right person for sure.
Do not stray from your hairstylist. Seriously, just you got to surround yourself with positive energy and people that believe in the same thing that you believe. If you're talking about being successful in the business, whatever you consider the success part, you gotta be with like-minded people and hard workers and guys that can deal with
Mine would be similar. Set goals and make your path to achieve them. And your road's going to go different than you want, but always have the umbrella. Have a list and know what you want. Be able to paint the picture for somebody who doesn't.
Yeah.
Man. Wow.
Ready, set, rescue is what I say.
Going back to the word innovative and learning those new things.
I have that. I have that.
What are you saying, Roxy?
Going back to the word innovative and learning new things, you have to incorporate that. If you're only going to do better yourselves by learning more, and that's what you got to do. Again, music is therapy. Music is business. So let's get moving on with this and make things happen.
That's the smart thing right there, is to let everybody know if you play music and you love it and you want to be successful about it, understand that there's going to be math involved too.
Yeah.
You can't just go and play guitar and drink beers and think everything's just
so much math. It's like math first, and
there's
then
stuff you have to think about, and you can't, a lot of this stuff when we're on the road, you got to play that night, but then you got to be up at 6 a.m. to get ready to do radio the next day, and you got to be on your game, or else they'll just laugh you out of the room. So.
It's not all a party, right?
No, unfortunately, no. It's not all a Saturday
Most
night.
of it is, but
It's
not
a lot of fun, though.
Yeah.
But we do a pretty good job of
I get to go to work with my best friends. That's pretty okay.
You mean I gotta go play music all day?
I woke up like this.
Actually, the hat is actually attached to my hair. If I pull my hat off, the hair just comes with it.
Yeah.
Gallagher, baby.
It's like
Gallagher.
a dreadlock hat.
Okay. So this
Oh
comes,
my gosh,
it
yeah,
comes in a
Gallagher.
kit, and it's available on my website, Hobson Jordan. I'm just kidding.
In the internet age, no one can afford a bad night. Bad nights are going to happen, though.
Yeah.
So it's how you handle your bad night.
Yeah, I mean,
You know, it's about how awesome your friends are to carry you out before someone gets a really good video of you.
or arrested.
Or
Those are not goals. Those are not goals.
A lot of
for that. Just be grateful if it happens, and you have your
Put that earlier on in the list. But
crazy.
no, thank you guys so much for being
Thank
here
you
with us
guys.
tonight.
Thanks for having us.
Yeah,
Yeah,
tell
thank
everybody
you.
where we can find you at.
Yes, I was just going to say that. Please follow us on our socials. Best place is theblackmoods.com, and that'll take you to Spotify and Apple and everywhere else that you can listen
We
to
gotta
music.
make sure
Follow.
everybody hits
Follow.
the follow button, because
Yep.
I'm just as bad at it. I just go and listen. I'm like, oh, this is great. And you're like,
What good are we doing if we're not supporting each other, right?
Yeah, no doubt.
Yeah, and that goes with us too. Support everybody. RA Nation, the Black Moods, me, you, them, her, him, all of us. Support us all.
Yep. That's right. Cheers, guys.
Hey, we encourage you guys to stick around in the green room after the show, and we'll chat up a little bit if you got some time.
perfect.
Sure, got it.
All right.
Sweet.
Thank you guys so much for being on
Thanks,
RA
guys.
Nation.
Thank
Appreciate
you
it.
so much.
Thank you, the Black Moods. Everybody check them out. Bye, guys.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Man, Roxy, what a show, dude.
Oh, I love them. They're fun. I love them.
never a dull moment, man. Not a single dull moment. And I want to point out everybody who's been tuning in the show. You've been watching me turn. It's because I'm watching all the comments come in during the show. I have another side screen here, and I just want to show love to everybody who came in tonight. Mr. Ryan King, Mayhem Mike, Gamalik, you know, Debbie and Liz, everybody, new subscribers, old subscribers. Thank you guys so much, man. If you haven't already, hit that subscribe, smash the bell for future content. A lot more is coming from me and Roxy down the road. And Roxy, what was your take from tonight?
So tonight, I felt that it's an energy and a learning experience, and that we're all growing together. And you got to keep moving on. Keep moving on.
Right on. I'll take it. And, before we get out the door here, I leave you guys every week with a quote. And I want to leave this with you guys tonight, man. It's kind of funny how I picked this one because of our conversation tonight. Never confuse a single defeat with a final defeat. And so always make sure you guys have your ducks in a row, and make sure you have your heart and your mind in the right place when you set out to complete your objective, and never let anybody tell you no. 99 times you're going to get no, and that one time could be the time.
Exactly. I love that. That is great. That kind of goes along with music is business. You got to keep on it. You really do.
Yes, sir.
So thanks, everybody. I want to give a big thanks to Standout Serpents, Music Familia Productions, W4COI Radio, and Talk4 TV. Tune in next week. We got Raven Black on Monday night at 9 p.m. next Monday night. So tune in, be there, be part of RA Nation. We love you all. We'll see you next week.